Hello everyone. Today I'm in the mood to bake, and by now I'm sure you all realize how much I love to bake, and I do have a sweet tooth. I was raised with a mother who baked all the time. She made homemade pies, she made cakes, cookies. They took us to the grocery store and left us in the car in those days when things were safer, and my older sister would always, my dad would say, what kind of candy bar do you want us to bring you? And before my other three siblings came around and were older, my sister would always order a Baby Ruth, and I would always request a Butterfinger. So we were raised on Kool-Aid and all the bad stuff that I don't have now. But one thing that I have kept as a tradition is sugar and, sweets and baked goods. That's one thing I'll never get rid of. So if I'm happy and I bake, it makes me happier. If I'm down and out or sad and I bake, it makes me feel better. So baking is just a really happy place for me. And so today I'm going to show you how to make these beautifully, wonderfully made chocolate chip cookies. And I think that's one of our favorites. My youngest son, that's his favorite cookie, chocolate chip cookies. So the one difference about these cookies is that these ones have pretty much the same ingredients that all chocolate chip cookies have, which is butter, eggs, vanilla, but it's the amounts, the variations, and the technique of how these cookies are made that makes them better. So instead of using creamed butter, I use melted butter, and I use a little bit of water in it. And so the amounts, I use 1 egg, which makes it chewier instead of cakier. So I think you're really going to enjoy these cookies if you like chocolate chip cookies. So I hope you enjoy this. These are all the ingredients that are going to go in these chocolate chip cookies. You're going to have 2½ cups of all-purpose flour. You're going to have 1 teaspoon of both baking soda and baking powder. You're going to have 1 cup of white sugar, 1 cup of brown sugar, 2 teaspoons of vanilla, 2 tablespoons of water, a pinch of salt because I'm using salted butter. If you are using unsalted butter, it'll be like a half a teaspoon of salt. There's 1 egg and a 12-ounce bag of either chocolate chips, or you can use chocolate candy bars, either milk chocolate or dark, but I always like to use semi-sweet. So these are all the ingredients we're going to use. Your butter is almost completely melted, and this is what is going to give your cookies a very moist, chewy consistency. So we'll add our sugars first, 1 cup each of brown sugar and white sugar, and then you're going to add your 1 cup or 2 sticks of melted butter. And we're going to mix this together before we add any of our dry ingredients. That's what we're going to do first, is blend this together. It blends much smoother with the melted butter and much quicker. Now we're going to add our 2 teaspoons of water, our 2 teaspoons of vanilla, our 1 egg, and our dry ingredients. We're going to mix our dry ingredients together before we add it. And I'm just going to put like a little pinch of salt because I'm using salted butter. And now we're going to whisk all of our dry ingredients before we add it to the mixture so it all gets mixed together. Here's our cookie dough, nice and creamy and thick. And what we're going to do is we're going to make little balls and put them on our parchment. We're going to preheat our oven to 350. So we're going to roll balls about 1 inch in diameter. You use a whole bag of 12-ounce chocolate chips, or you can take like a dark chocolate candy bar and chop it up. Whatever you want. I always use the morsels because it's kind of a tradition that I'm just used to. My older son has done it with chunks of like a candy bar before, and it turns out really good too. After you fill your cookie sheet with like 1-inch size balls, you put them in the refrigerator for probably about 20 to 25 minutes just to chill them. And now, after I just finished doing that, we're going to put them in the oven at 350 and start with 8 minutes and check them. It's going to be probably about 12 minutes altogether. So there they go on the middle rack, and we're going to set the timer for, say, 9 minutes. These cookies bake 10 minutes, and they're still very, very soft, but they're done. You can see the bottom of them. So these are done, but they need to cool because they're going to be very soft in the center, and they're crispier on the outside. Okay, everyone, here they are. I'm trying to let you see them without having them fall off the plate. They're really, I mean, they're unbelievable. So let's give one a try. They're exactly how I described them to you. They have a crisp outer and a soft, chewy inner. So that's why I like to make these chocolate chip cookies, this version, with melted butter and a little bit of water to moisten it and make them really chewy inside. So if you want to try something different, instead of creamed butter, and melt your butter really low so it doesn't burn, it makes these cookies all the more better. And you refrigerate them for about 20 to 30 minutes. I think you'll really like these. I hope they turn out really good for you.